Welcome to Living the Smarter Science of Slim, where we provide a scientifically proven lifestyle for long-term health and fat loss by eating more and exercising less, but smarter.
Eat smarter, exercise smarter, live better. I am so ready for that.
Hey everyone, Jonathan Bailor back with a bonus Smarter Science of Slim podcast. You're going to start seeing that every couple of weeks we're going to bring the wonderful Dr. Kathy Britell from the Smarter Science of Slim support group into the studio, and she's going to bring us some questions from the wonderful support group, as well as add some of her insights. We're going to have some fun, and remember that me and Carrie are always going to keep coming at you, and we're also going to keep having our regular bonus podcast where I'm joined by a special guest over the phone. So just enjoy these in addition to all of the existing sanity and eccentric goodness. Chat with you soon.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Living the Smarter Science of Slim. I am Jonathan Bailor, and we of course have
Carrie Brown.
And we're welcoming the
Dr. Catherine Britell.
I love it. I love it. Well, we've got the trifecta in the house, which means none other than support group questions. Yay!
Yay!
Shall we begin?
We should. You know, the first questions we have are about the new book. Renalton23 asks, are you guys publishing a workbook alongside the new book? The Smarter Science of Slim workbook was key for me, and I want my friends and family to have the same opportunity.
Well, Renalton23, thank you so much for the kind words, and very happy we actually brought up the new book because through the wonderful Smarter Science of Slim support group, which if folks haven't checked out is smarterscienceofslim.com/community, I learned that the new book, The Calorie Myth, is available for pre-order on Amazon. I didn't know that, but it is. So it's not
cool. It's
super early. Like the cover art isn't up and the subtitle's wrong. The page count is completely wrong, but apparently it's up there and you can order it. So
I was going to say, didn't we just send the draft off?
Yeah.
That's
so
weird.
I think it's some automated RSS. Once they list it in some sort of a catalog, it gets picked up. But anyway, it's called The Calorie Myth. The subtitle's wrong. The cover art's not up there. Everything about it is wrong, except the title. And you can order it now, which is cool. And it will contain, if you liked the workbook, the elements of the workbook that you liked will be reflected in the Calorie Myth. So the things like the more prescriptive exercise routine, the more prescriptive mental exercises, think of the Calorie Myth as the best of the first year of the Smarter Science of Slim, all properties put together, condensed into one awesome package, plus a bunch of other new cool stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be quite awesome. It's amazing as a author to have the opportunity to essentially take the amazing interactions we had in the support group, the amazing interactions we've had on the podcast, on Facebook, on Twitter, and in person, take all of those learnings and take the 3 original Smarter Science of Slim books and basically say, if we could take the best and if we could integrate that, what would come out the other end? And it's the Calorie Myth. I'm pretty excited about it.
Renalton, I think your friends and family are going to have some wonderful opportunities, and so I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah, and I also hope, too, that there's the Smarter Science of Slim original book, definitely there was well, check out the workbook. Oh, make sure you check out this. Make sure you check out this, too. Make sure you check out this, too, which isn't bad. And certainly you can never provide everything anyone would ever need in one book. But there's definitely been a concerted effort to say that which you need to get started, just if this is the one thing you read, you'll be good to go.
This is it.
With the exception, maybe it's really hard to explain exercises with the written word. So that's just trying to write out how to do exercises is hard. But folks are familiar with HarperCollins, probably that's the publisher. But the specific imprint is called Harper Wave, and it's a brand new leading imprint at HarperCollins. Their staff is amazing. They brought in a second editor, and she is a amazing person. This is the best analogy. I've used it before, but I'll use it again. Think of the Smarter Science of Slim, hopefully as a great 6-track recording that we created with an independent recording studio, and think of the Calorie Myth as a double disc, fully produced, brought in the best producers in the world on the best soundstage in the world, and really wanted to showcase the best of what we've all created over the past 2 years.
So remind us, when is it being published?
So actually have more information there too. The official published date is 12/31/13.
N.E.K. Locavore asked, why is Smarter Science of Slim gone out of print? And will the new book include all of the same information, but better?
It absolutely will. And there's also some things, I don't want to give this away. This is something that I would love for the support group, Twitter, Facebook, everything to do this. And that is, what do you think are the biggest differences between the two books? Because there are some things that I consciously removed because I thought they were more distracting than helpful. I'm not going to say what they are. And they're not, it's not like, well, if I would have known that, then everything would have changed. But I'm just curious to see, when you release a product of any kind, you get feedback and you can update the product. And you very rarely have a chance to do that in things like, for example, I'm sure George Lucas maybe would have changed something about Star Wars if he could have. But he can't. Once Star Wars is out, it's out. So how often do you get a chance to essentially revise, update, and improve a creative work? So again, everyone in the support group is as much a part of this book as the three of us are here in the studio, and it's through your feedback that the book will be what it is. So I hope I did a good job. We'll see, though. And
will the old discussions and FAQs remain?
Think of, short answer, yes. Longer answer is, so the book is titled The Calorie Myth. The first book was titled The Smarter Science of Slim, as is the website. The Smarter Science of Slim is the answer to the calorie myth. So it's not going to go away. The Smarter Science of Slim as a property, as a brand, as an awesome way of life will continue. What this book introduces is a different framing and an expansion of the problem. So what you will see is a new website focused on the new book. It's going to be that website is going to be pretty simple and mostly about telling people about and encouraging them to get the book. The Smarter Science of Slim will continue to be much richer in terms of blogs, podcasts, support groups, all that kind of fun stuff. It's basically, once you read the calorie myth, once you understand the calorie myth, and you want to apply the Smarter Science of Slim, you will go to thesmarterscienceofslim.com to do that. And to make this really easy, we're also going to update jonathanbailor.com because, God willing, there will be many books, and we can't just have a million websites, so we have to have a scalable approach. So what you'll actually see is this Uber navigation bar across the top of smarterscienceofslim.com, caloriemythbook.com, jonathanbailor.com, and our nonprofit.org that allows you to navigate between all four sites. So you're going to have like an Uber navigation with all the properties up there, and you can navigate between them. I actually was inspired by the great Dr. Oz for that one. If you go to Dr. Oz's website, he does this because he's got his Dr. Oz, and then he's got Share Care, and then he's got Real Age, because he has a bunch of different properties. But it's a really cool way to link them all together. So lots of things in the works. One other thing I'll mention, my dear Carrie has not said anything, but my dear Carrie has got tens and tens of amazing and exclusive recipes in the new book, and we present them in a pretty cool way. I'm excited. Wow. Carrie, confirm.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Yes. And our dear Dr. Kathy is actually, you have the exercise section.
Yes, I do.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah.
3 published authors in there.
3 published authors.
Sorry. Okay.
How about that? Okay, next question. Tom Levine says that soy has come up repeatedly on the forum, and the thing that concerns me with soy is how much of the worry is hype about soy versus real science. The people that he's concerned about are the vegetarians who struggle with getting enough protein in their diet. So how worried should we really be, or can soy be a reasonable source of protein in a balanced diet, especially for vegetarians or pescatarians?
We can apply the same criteria to soy as we can really to any food. Remember that the Smarter Science System does not have any innate biases or preferences towards any kind of food stuff. It just says, let's look for things that have the most water, fiber, protein, things that are the most satisfying, unaggressive, nutritious, and inefficient as possible. So when we ask soy, we just got to take it through that spectrum. We have to say, how satisfying is it per calorie relative to other foods? What kind of a hormonal response does it trigger? Does it have a lot of nutrients per calorie? And is it efficiently converted into fat or not? And the one other question to ask is, things think of it as a layer on top of SANE, which is how was it produced? Like, is it a monocrop? Is it a GMO monocrop that was produced on soil that has been just denatured, and there's 2 companies that make all of it, so it's gone rancid and likely spoiled, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that matters a lot, right? So a lot of these things like rice, wheat, a lot of the traditional starches, part of the reason they are so insane is, one, they are not satisfying, they're not water, fiber, protein strong, but also the way they've been bred is bad. If you want to learn more about this, for wheat, for example, there's an entire book on it called Wheat Belly, where the wheat we eat today is not the same as the wheat that was in the 50s, and certainly not the same as in the biblical times, for example. So soy, if you look at it from on the sanity spectrum, I'm going to ignore all the anti-nutrients. I'm going to ignore all the, let's call it controversial stuff, where if you ask a vegetarian, they're like, that's all myths. And if you ask a paleo person, they're like, that's all been scientifically proven. I'm going to ignore that stuff, and I'm just going to look at it from a sanity and a monocrop perspective. Soy is going to fit in the same category. It's not insane. It's not sane. It's in the middle. So anything that's in the middle, the official position is I would not go out of my way to eat it. It is not required. If you do eat it, for example, I don't think we have an obesity epidemic in this country because people eat too much soy. I also don't think the cause of most people's diabetes is soy. So again, it's not this thing to actively try to avoid. It's not this thing to actively try to engage. It's right in the middle. If you need to eat it to live a happy life, I would eat it. If you don't, then I wouldn't. And from a more macro philosophical level, I hope this doesn't go too far off the ranch, but the way this question is phrased here in the wonderful notes is, soy, why don't you recommend it? And I think there may be this impression, and Kathy describes this so well when she says, Kathy, correct, you're like, Sanity and Smarter Science Slim is not a cult of personality. It's a, how do you say this? Do you remember?
It's a culture of empowerment.
Culture of empowerment. There you go. So this is not a book or a program where we say, like, soy, it is this because it is soy. We say, what's its satiety, again, what's its aggression, what's its nutrition, what's its efficiency, even for things which are, the lights just turned off in the studio. Uh-oh. But no, my point is, again, we look at everything that's edible, and we take it on a case-by-case basis, and we apply a criteria to it, and it's because of that this is a flexible lifestyle. It's not something that's dogmatic. It's not something that's rooted in some maybe arbitrary ideology. It says, here's a criteria, we take things through it, and it either passes the test or it doesn't. So it's not about sort of me or anyone else recommending it. It's about saying, how does it stack up against the science?
Well, Dean asks, I'm trying to decide whether to invest in equipment or a gym membership to do the eccentric exercises. Which is cheaper in the long run? Will I inevitably end up at the gym at some point because you can't purchase weights heavy enough to do a leg press at home? Or should I just go with the home exercise program? Short
answer is gym membership. I have yet to see anybody who fully engages in eccentric exercise, does it for a year consistently, eats sanely, and really, really works to what we call complete eccentric failure, that is not able to, for lack of better terms, transcend the amount of resistance that you can do at home, especially for leg exercises. Many, many, many people do not understand, especially for the female listeners out there, how strong you are. I will bet you that if you do eccentric training for a year and you go to a gym and you know what you're doing and you have someone with you just in case, you're going to put hundreds of pounds on a leg press machine and be able to do it. Hundreds of pounds. That might seem like a lot, but if a person weighs 400 pounds and can walk upstairs, they're lifting 400 pounds with one leg over and over and over again. So when you think about the amount of resistance we actually need to tax our muscles in the long term, if our goal is continued progress, I would say gym membership. If your goal is just to maintain health, you certainly don't need a gym membership. But it is very, very difficult to fully engage your muscle fibers as you get more advanced without a gym membership. And again, folks, there's a key distinction there, and That is, if you want to maximize results, go to a gym. If you have more moderate goals, then you can do it at home. But if your true goal is the best possible outcome, you need to be in the best, you have to have the best possible situation in which to manifest that, and it's going to be the machines at a gym. Mm-hmm. So we have, again, it's always a balancing act, folks. It's about marginal benefit versus marginal cost. If your goal is to be optimal, if you have a free silver sneakers card, which allows you to go to the gym for free, then certainly go to the gym. But if you can't make it there, please don't let that be an encumbrance or an excuse not to exercise eccentrically. Just see it as a valuable tool if you want to take it to the next level.
Super.
Love it. Well, great questions. And do we have more for next week?
I think we do. We have lots more.
Excellent. Well, folks, always a pleasure. Carrie, Kathy, and myself are eating smarter, exercising smarter, and we're living better. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Wait, don't stop listening yet. If you like the podcast and if there's other ways we can help you, please join us in the Smarter Science of Slim support group, which is freely available at the Smarter Science of Slim website, smarterscienceofslim.com. There you'll find all kinds of free recipes and success stories and just all kinds of fun stuff, like how to help your kids go sane and just great community content.
And just one last thing before you go, if you wouldn't mind heading over to iTunes and up onto Amazon.com and leaving us a review, and then going over to Facebook and liking us, we would hugely appreciate it.